So just remember who big tech is: an army of scum, an army of Satanists, an army of pedophiles, an army of trash. Now telling Congress, go to hell, we'll censor the president, we'll censor his campaign. You will not even show C-SPAN clips of Joe Biden saying, I ordered them to fire this prosecutor who was investigating my son, or I'll take $1 billion away, and son of a bitch, within 1 hour it was done. Oh, but the Republicans are going to have an emergency hearing 17 days out and talk about Section 230. This isn't Section 230. This isn't them violating the fact that they say they're not a publisher, but then they go in and censor, and violating their utility status. It's racketeering when they all get together and they admit they have meetings and get together and they decide what they're going to do and how they're going to control your life and how they're going to surveil you. They're watching you to then be able to come in and block what you do. And now people are going, whoa, it's not just Alex Jones, it's everybody. It's Friday, October 16th. The year is 2020. We're 96 days out from the inauguration, 17 days out from all hell breaking loose, when the Chi-Com-backed deep state is going to openly say that Trump loses the election. They're going to contest it. When he counter-contests, they're going to say that's dictatorship and trigger nationwide riots, a run on the banks, the dollar, and a race war. Now, that's their plan. Will they be able to carry it out? They've already gotten away with so many other crimes and other coup attempts. So because they didn't get in trouble, they've only upped the ante. I've never seen such incredible coverage, though, in even major publications concerning big tech, Facebook, Twitter, Google, and others working in concert to suppress the Hunter Biden Burisma emails, which they are confirming are real. They're not denying it. The FBI confirms they had an investigation that went nowhere. So the information was given to Giuliani by the man that got the derelict laptop, because Hunter, such a drug addict, never came back and got it. This isn't the first time he left laptops in rental cars, wouldn't return rental cars, would leave his baggage everywhere because he would get so bombed out of his brain. That's why he was kicked out of the Navy for being a cokehead. And so now the fourth largest paper by circulation in the U.S. is still being censored, even though Jack Dorsey came out and said, oh, it's a mistake. Every time there's pushback, they say it's a mistake. And we see no action. We see talk from Senator Cruz. We see talk from Congressman Jordan. We see talk from Senator Josh Hawley. He's starting to do a little bit. But it's more than just Section 230. This is election meddling. This is organized racketeering. The big tech working together to suppress with a pre-produced list is the essence of civil rights violation, is the essence of tyranny. So they can be shut down 100 different ways. Then big tech's worked with communist China and committed espionage, and Apple's transferred the code keys to all the iPhones and Apple devices to communist China. There's 1,000 ways to skin this corrupt cat, but they won't even get the knives out. And so politically, they have no gravitas or respect with big tech, who gets on their belly to communist China and others, because at the heart, they're America-hating, rich authoritarian scum that have disdain for flyover country. Now, this is going to be one hell of a transmission. I was reading these emails, the new ones that came out yesterday, on air with Yana Lorraine and Owen Schroyer last night, and I couldn't believe them. I mean, remember when Schiff in the committee read a fake transcript of Trump going, I give you this money, and then you give me this, or you give me money and then I do this. It's in the emails that are public where they say, I give you the $30 million to start with, and then a percentage of the company, 50%, and then you tell U.S. regulators to leave us alone and to say Burisma isn't corrupt. I mean, it is the most open and shut I've ever seen. But excuse me, what did Biden say on the CFR 2 years ago? And when this came out 2 years ago, and then again a year ago, Facebook and Twitter would block this video you're about to see right now.
I remember going over convincing our team, our others, to convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over for I guess the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, I'm not going to, or we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, what, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. Got fired.
Now, the news is focused in on a Trump ad that got the Trump campaign site, Election Meddling, shut down, that has clips in it of Biden saying similar things. But they've been blocking that. There's 3 Trump ads with Biden I've seen them block. So they're protecting criminals and violating an election. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Woo! Wow, 17 days out from the election, 96 from the inauguration. It's Friday, October 16th. The year is 2020. And big tech is surveilling everyone's private text messages and private emails and suppressing even private communications now and watching what you do. And they've hired 200,000 Southern Poverty Law Center and ADL trained hardcore leftist to be inside Facebook, Twitter, Google, and Apple, controlling and watching your every move and accessing the Google Assistant and the Alexa Assistant and all the other assistants and actually compiling the data and putting it into databases. Remember the ADL back in the early 1990s actually got convicted of breaking into, what was it, the San Francisco Police Department and stealing files on conservatives. Well, they don't need to do that now. They just hit a button. Sacha Baron Cohen just hits one button. He's got a terminal, I'm told. All of them do. And he just goes in right into your phone, right into your laptop, right into your assistant, right into your smart TV while you're having sex with your wife. That's the power of big tech. That's the power of the breakaway civilization. By the way, everything I just told you, I told you 20 years before it was known. Now it's in the news that the employees listen to you. And their favorite thing is they like to watch little children naked. That's why they get caught, and they can't help themselves now. They'll talk over the Google Assistant or over the Alexa, the ones that have cameras, and they'll say, take your clothes off or I'm going to murder you. Show me your naked sister's private parts or I'm going to kill you. Just remember who big tech is. An army of scum, an army of Satanists, an army of pedophiles, an army of trash. Now telling Congress, go to hell, we'll censor the president, we'll censor his campaign. You will not even show C-SPAN clips of Joe Biden saying, I ordered them to fire this prosecutor who was investigating my son, or I'll take $1 billion away, and son of a bitch, within 1 hour it was done. Oh, but the Republicans are going to have an emergency hearing 17 days out and talk about Section 230. This isn't Section 230. This isn't them violating the fact that they say they're not a publisher, but then they go in and censor, and violating their utility status. It's racketeering when they all get together and they admit they have meetings and get together and they decide what they're going to do and how they're going to control your life and how they're going to surveil you. They're watching you to then be able to come in and block what you do. And now people are going, whoa, it's not just Alex Jones, it's everybody. So let's play one of the Trump ads that got the Trump campaign site shut down. And let's remember what I told you 3 months ago, a month ago, and last week. You don't turn a light switch off instantly with tyranny. That would get people's attention if suddenly the lights go off. That might wake the cattle up. But if the lights slowly turn down over 3 months, because starting about 4 years ago when Hillary lost, they started really shadow banning, controlling, testing out their systems. But see, in the last 4 years, about 50% of the net was closed. Now in the last couple of months, 90% has now been closed. It's accelerating. Until I told you, members of Congress, the judiciary committees, the courts, police departments, the president, intelligence agencies, they all have to bow to the technocrats that now decide what can be seen on the platforms and what can't, ahead of, I would say, within 3 days of the election, so 14 days from now, you will have 99.9% total freezing of 100 million people's accounts in America. All of you. You won't be able to private message anybody on Facebook. You won't be able, you'll post something, but no one will see it. You won't be able to go anywhere. You won't be able to send people emails. They're testing this ahead of activating their terror squads that Antifa is just the cover for, and burning down buildings and blowing up police departments, plunging the dollar, plunging the stock market, and saying President Trump must be removed or you're not going to remove the pain. What did Big Mike say? And what have all the Democrats been saying in their speeches? What did Obama called Michael in all those speeches? His loving husband. What did Big Mike, the NFL linebacker, have to say? He said, it's going to get a lot worse if you elect Trump. We're going to hurt you really bad. You think we've hurt you so far? And of course, when you give in to them, they only hurt you worse. It's what psychotic criminals do. And as soon as you recognize that these are willful, hardcore, selfish, drug addict, devil-worshiping monsters who absolutely love to dominate you and your family, you have no hope. But as soon as you admit that to yourself, you've got more than hope. You've got a fighting chance. Now let's talk about this. InfoWars has it, New York Post has it, Zero Hedge has it, Gateway Pundit has it. It came out yesterday afternoon. More emails, as Rudolph Giuliani said, of the next 5 days, he'd dribble them out. We're now into day number 3 today. More is going to come out reportedly in the next hour. We'll be here covering it. Myself, Owen Schroyer, David Knight, the rest of the crew. Gallo Rain tonight. And you got to go read the emails. And they admit these are real emails. And the FBI had this and did nothing. And it's the head of Burisma talking to Hunter. And he's like, well, I won't take 50% like my dad does. And he goes on to say, well, the deliverables are, it goes on and on, we want you to ultimately propose to close down for any cases, pursuits against our company and the people being criminally investigated. And then it says right here, you need to shut down the criminal investigations. You can go read the actual emails. Scroll down. So that's what's going on here. You can go read this for yourself. But remember, not on Twitter, not on YouTube, not on Google, not on Facebook. They won't let you see any of this because you're a criminal. You're an American scumbag. You're flyover filth. And of course, they've got all the shiny objects of him with hookers and him smoking crack and him, you know, and Hunter's pee-pee. All of that's a side issue, okay? I don't care about Hunter's ding-dong. I care about the fact that this little maggot criminal got billions for his father and his brothers, billions from China, and hundreds of millions, conservatively, for these pigs that are known to have foreign bank accounts, you name it. So let's go out to break with one of the ads that has been banned. And this got, again, the Trump official election website shut down. And they're just testing, like a parrot tests the perch with its beak before it gets on it. And every time they test with flying colors, Congress and the president, everyone just grovel. Oh, I mean, they may verbally say this is wrong, but see, they expect you to cry while they're raping you, while Hunter and his dad are raping the living snot out of America, stealing our republic, selling us out to the Chi-Coms. They think it's funny. They think it's cute because you never actually do anything to these thug, arrogant, white shoe boy gangsters who are nobodies. Stuffed suits, totally out of control, child molesting filth. It's well known Joe Biden's a child molester. And then reportedly child porn's on the computer as well. And I just hope Giuliani releases it all. It's time for war with these people and their satanic order of filth. So here's the ad that the president's been banned for, and think about that.
I have never discussed with my son or my brother or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses, period. I did anything wrong, and I didn't realize he was on the board till after he'd been on the board, and at the same time, he has come forward and said it was a mistake on his part to be on the board. I don't know what he was doing. I know he was on the board. I found out he was on the board after he was on the board, and that was it.
The fact is, I was unaware of his investments until it occurred, and I've never discussed what my son's business with him because I didn't want any conflict.
I don't discuss business with my son. I didn't know that was the case. I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings. I've never discussed my business or their business, my sons or daughters, and I've never discussed them.
But the emails all show the opposite, and what happened shows the opposite. See, Hillary was supposed to get elected. And go to InfoWarsStore.com. Brainforce Plus has been our #1 overall bestseller. Doesn't make a lot of money because the price is low. We put a lot of product in it. It's an amazing nootropic. It's the final run ever of Brainforce Plus. We had original Brainforce folks loved. We had Brainforce Plus. Every time you reformulate, got to make it a new name. It'll be till next year. We'll probably get the new product. So if you want to get it, it's 50% off plus free shipping on Brainforce Plus. Ultimate Krill Oil, selling out fast, still 50% off free shipping. Super Male Vitality, selling out, 50% off, still free shipping. Extendowise, final run, 60% off plus free shipping because we can't get some of the ingredients in it with the shutdown. Knockout, great sleep aid, 50% off plus free shipping. Unprecedented deal. Turbo Force, the great 10 hours of clean energy, 50% off plus free shipping. All t-shirts, 1776 plus free shipping. All SRL products, those are so good, so amazing. The separate group we did with a local scientist. Products, 60% off plus free shipping. Check out the SRL products. 8-pack Power Stack, final run ever because we can't get it anymore. Selling out within a matter of days. 8-pack Power Stack, free shipping, and even more deals at InfoWarsStore.com. And we have the Arrest Bill Gates and Fauci shirt. Let's go to Meg in Oregon. Meg, thanks for holding. You're awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Alex. This is my first time calling, and I want to just say something that nobody's talking about. And I listen to a lot of conservative media, and I drive a truck. I transport hay for a living between Northern Oregon and Central California, and I want people to really hear me. The breadbasket of the world, which is that valley, is empty, and I see it. My car, my rig is covered in ash. It's not just the fires. It's the ash, it's the smoke, the fish hatcheries are destroyed, and that's where the salmon comes from. The olives are gone, the grapes from the wineries are gone, the marijuana's gone, the rice crop is here, the tomatoes are covered in ash. Things can be salvaged, some of them, but it's going to be expensive to the farmers, and that's going to be passed on to you. The grazing lands for the cattle up here.
Sure, so a lot of the country gets fed by California. Some numbers are up to 20% of our food comes from there. And imagine all of that with the rest of the lockdown and the shutdown and farms destroying their crops because they can't even sell them. No one will even take them. That's a great point. This is really going to add to the economy in crisis.
Nobody's talking about the destruction of food in the Central Valley of California with ash and smoke alone, not to mention the fires. So those tomatoes are covered in ash, the nectarines, the peaches, the olives, and they can't salvage. They can't pressure wash a crop full of fruit or tomatoes. It'll turn into tomato sauce. And it's
sure, and most things can't be clean once ash is on them and sits on them. It really tastes horrible.
What about the fish hatcheries that feed most of the salmon to our nation throughout Oregon? Those fish are choking on ash, and ash in water turns to lye. And if they're doing like I am, the rice and beans and all of that, they need to get the nutritional products you sell as a supplement. If they thought they were going to go out and get a buck in Northern California or Oregon, those animals are gone. The livestock has no more grazing ground. I'm telling you, the food is destroyed. And so people need to not go get that new pair of Nikes for $200, but buy storable food, buy nutritional products.
Listen, I never go on air just to sell products to try to scare people. I mean, I'm selling the products to fund ourselves and it's good products. But yeah, you look at every economic metric going on, and this country's under attack. And they don't want people to be self-sufficient or to be ready. And you're absolutely right.